All right, welcome back to the deep dive. Today we're looking into something pretty intriguing. These devices designed for really rapid, deep recovery?
Yeah, recovery tech. And the sources you share, they seem to zero in on one specific product, the HigherDose infrared PEMF Pro mat.
That's the one. And it makes this huge claim, right? Getting the benefits of a full hour of intense yoga or meditation, but, without actually doing any of it, just lying there.
It's a bold promise, for sure. So our mission today, I think, is to really unpack how this mat manages to combine two pretty distinct technologies. So you got infrared and then PEMF, pulsed electromagnetic fields.
Right.
And see how that combo supposedly delivers ultimate recovery.
Yeah.
We need to figure out if the sources back up all these claims: faster workout recovery, less stress, better sleep, and helping with chronic pain. That's a lot for one mat.
It really is. Okay, so let's dig into that dual power system first, because this clearly isn't just, a fancy heating pad. It's pitched as a whole therapeutic tool. The key is that combination, infrared and PEMF. But how does that actually work? How do they amplify each other?
Well, the sources suggest it's all about synergy, the PEMF part, that essentially grounds you. It's supposed to mimic the Earth's own magnetic field.
Okay, like a reset.
Yeah, exactly. A full body reset, kind of the cellular level. So the PEMF gets your body sort of prepped. And then when the far infrared heat comes in, which penetrates really deeply, your cells are supposedly more receptive to it.
Ah, I see. So the PEMF opens the door and the heat walks in.
That's a good way to put it. It maximizes the heat's effect, especially for inflammation, chronic pain, muscle recovery. It's like a double dose. One makes the other work better.
Okay, that makes sense. It's the interaction that makes it special. Now, thinking about the actual mat itself, the sources mention it's pretty premium. Non-toxic vegan leather, water resistant.
And big. Don't forget big.
Right. 73.5 by 185 centimeters. That's 29 by 73 inches. And heavy, 43 pounds.
19 kilos. Yeah, it's substantial.
Does the source material really touch on the practical side? Where do you put a 43-pound mat?
It doesn't explicitly say put it here, but the weight and size definitely imply it's not something you're folding up and putting in the closet every day. It suggests more of a permanent fixture in a wellness space or bedroom.
Okay.
That weight comes from the layers inside: crystals, charcoal, clay. We can get into that later. But maybe more important than the weight, especially with this tech, is safety.
Absolutely crucial. EMF exposure is always a concern. So what's the deal here?
Well, the data looks pretty reassuring, actually. The mat operates between 0.2 and 0.8 milligauss.
And how does that compare?
That's well under the global safety standard, the TOC criteria, which is set at 2 milligauss. So you're getting the therapeutic frequencies, but within a zone that's considered very safe. That seems like a key point they wanted to highlight.
Definitely good to know. Okay, so it's safe. It combines these two technologies, but then there's the personalization part. Can you actually tailor the experience?
You absolutely can. And this is where I think it gets really interesting beyond just heat and general PEMF.
Yeah.
It had 4 specific PEMF frequency levels, ranging from 3 hertz up to 23 hertz. And these aren't random. They're designed to mimic specific brainwave states and natural healing frequencies.
All right, let's walk through them. Level 1, what's that for?
Level 1 is 3 hertz. That aligns with the delta brainwave.
Sleep, right.
Exactly. The most restorative sleep phase. So the sources say this is perfect to use before bed, really helps you unwind, calm down an overstimulated nervous system. Ideal for improving sleep hygiene.
Makes sense. And level 2?
Level 2 is 7.8 hertz, which is the theta brainwave state. They call this the grounding setting.
So for when you're feeling, stressed? Disconnected?
Yeah, kind of scattered, maybe anxious, overstimulated during the day. This frequency is meant to help you stabilize and find that calm focus again. Reconnect, basically.
Okay, delta for sleep, theta for grounding.
Ah.
What about levels 3 and 4? Do they ramp things up?
They do. Level 3 goes to 10 hertz, which is the alpha brainwave. This is the state associated with creative flow, focused meditation, being alert but relaxed. Good for deep work or brainstorming.
Interesting. And level 4?
Level 4 jumps up to 23 hertz. That's beta brainwave territory. This one's all about boosting energy, concentration, alertness.
Like a mental cup of coffee.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
But the source is clear. Avoid this one right before bed.
Yeah, I can imagine. Probably not great if you're already feeling anxious either.
Exactly. It's a stimulating frequency, so you use it when you need that boost.
So you've got heat, you've got these targeted PEM frequencies. But there's a third thing mentioned, negative ions. You can turn that on too.
Yeah, that's an optional feature. Think of negative ions as nature's air purifiers.
Like by a waterfall or the ocean, that fresh feeling.
Precisely. Those places are rich in negative ions. They help neutralize the positive ions that, come off all our electronics, the electronic smog we live in.
So it adds another layer of calm, detoxification.
Kind of a natural detox boost, yeah. It contributes to that overall feeling of relaxation and refreshment.
And that ties into the materials too, right? You mentioned the layers.
Under the surface, it has layers of crystal, charcoal, and clay. These aren't just for weight. They're meant to enhance that grounding effect and promote deeper rest. It's a very holistic design approach.
Okay, so we have the tech, the customization, the materials. Let's talk about who actually benefits. Physically, it seems clear, less muscle soreness, help with joint pain, spasms, strains, basic recovery stuff.
Right, reducing DOMS, delayed onset muscle soreness, is a big one for athletes.
But the sources also bring in mental health research, which takes it beyond just a physical recovery tool.
It does, and this is where it gets quite compelling. The notes reference a 2014 Harvard study.
Yeah? What did that find?
It showed over a 10% significant improvement in patients with depression using just 20 minutes of PEMF therapy.
Wow, okay. 10% is significant in depression studies. Does it explain how?
It suggests that these low-level magnetic fields help regulate neural activity in the brain. The sources also mentioned transcranial PEMF, applying it directly to the head, showing significant reduction in depression symptoms.
So the mat is basically taking that established principle.
Exactly. That specific electromagnetic fields can positively influence brain function, and applying it to the whole body in an accessible way. It frames it as a potential tool for neurological well-being, not just muscle aches.
So given this range, physical recovery, sleep, stress, even potentially mood, who is this actually for? Who's the target user?
Well, the source material is pretty broad. It literally says for everybody.
Okay.
Which, is marketing speak, but it points to a wide range. People with chronic pain conditions, serious athletes needing faster turnaround, high-stress professionals struggling with sleep.
Makes sense.
And also wellness practitioners, chiropractors, physical therapists, acupuncturists who might use it to help their patients' recovery alongside other treatments.
Okay, let's get practical. Usage, pros, cons. A big pro seems to be flexibility. Unlike some things, like sauna blankets, there's no strict time limit mentioned for daily use.
That's a key point. They recommend a full 20-minute PEMF cycle to get the benefits, sitting or lying down. But you can use it for longer or multiple times a day.
And there was that PRO tip.
Oh, yeah, that was interesting. Setting the heat timer for 8 hours.
8 hours.
Yeah, the idea being you can have this low-level warmth and grounding effect available all day, popping back onto the mat whenever you need a reset. Continuous grounding.
Okay, that's definitely flexible. But now the major con or limitation, the voltage thing, this seems critical.
Absolutely critical.
Yeah.
This is a hard stop, capital L limitation. The mat is designed for the voltage in the country where it's sold. Specifically, the source mentions voltage USA 110V.
So you can't just buy one in the US and take it to Europe with an adapter.
No. The source is very clear. Doing that voids the warranty and carries a risk of severe damage to the mat, maybe even electrically. You must use it only in the region it was purchased for. Potential buyers absolutely need to know this.
That's a huge restriction for anyone who travels or might move. Okay, another potential downside comfort. We saw that review.
Right, from Cindy T. She gave 4 stars, loved the benefits, but...
Found it very uncomfortable after about 10 minutes because of the bumps.
Yeah, and those bumps are likely the crystal layers, the grounding materials. So while they serve a therapeutic purpose, the actual physical feel might not be for everyone, or might require, say, putting a thin blanket or towel over it for longer sessions. It's a trade-off between the tech and pure comfort.
Good point. So despite that comfort feedback and the voltage limit, the overall customer reaction seems overwhelmingly positive, especially in the core areas it targets.
Definitely. Let's look at what people are actually saying. Sleep and neurological benefits come up a lot.
Like Patrick B. and Stephen H.
Exactly. They reported falling asleep faster, feeling profound neurological effects, and actually tracking significantly higher REM and deep sleep times using level 2 PEMF with moderate heat. That directly supports the sleep hygiene claims.
And pain relief testimonials seem just as strong.
Oh, yeah. Ken L. mentioned his wife's chronic lower back pain and spasms just disappeared. Robert M. found it great for his arthritis and general muscle pains.
And LT's story was pretty dramatic, 6 months with a back injury. Then using the mat, pain almost completely gone, back to exercising.
That's significant relief. Then you have these unexpected benefits cropping up.
Like Natalie H. saying her skin looked amazing.
Right. And that her esthetician actually noticed the improvement in less than a month. That points towards those, holistic detoxifying effects, maybe from the infrared and the negative ions. It's not just muscles and sleep, it's overall wellness.
It shows the interconnectedness.
Yeah.
And the customization seems to resonate too. KDK's routine.
Yeah, using level 4, the energy one, in the morning to keep up with her toddler.
I can relate to needing that.
Right. And then switching to level 1, the delta wave, for evening meditation. That perfectly illustrates using the different frequencies to manage energy throughout the day.
And Natalie A. just called it addicting, talking about that feeling of grounding and peace. It seems to create a noticeable shift for people.
Absolutely. So if we kind of pull it all together,
Wow.
what are we seeing?
Well,
The HigherDose mat seems to be this genuinely versatile dual action tool. It successfully blends PEMF for that grounding neurological effect with deep infrared heat for the physical recovery side, and importantly does it with low EMFs.
and the customization is key.
Huge. Those 4 frequency levels let you really dial in what you need: sleep, grounding, creativity, focus. And the user feedback across the board, pain relief, sleep improvements, stress reduction, even skin tone, seems remarkably positive and consistent. It appears to deliver tangible results for a lot of different needs.
So reflecting on that core idea, PEMF mimicking natural frequencies, it makes you think. If just, 20 minutes or so on a mat can help reset us to nature's rhythm, what other simple things, other biomimicking approaches could we maybe bring into our daily lives to boost our own recovery, mental and physical?
That's a great question to ponder. How else can we sync up with those natural rhythms?
Something for you all to think about. Now, if you're interested in trying this specific tool, the HigherDose Infrared PEMF Pro Mat, we've got you covered. You can find the link to check it out and purchase it directly in the description right
To
below.
the city streets, we began to feel the fire. We rise like